Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. I have another shave of the day, and today we're going to be using Hendrix Classic Shaving. Let's see. That might be right, or this is right. I'm not sure. I can't read it. It's Magique, Magique, or something like that. I think it might be French for magic. I don't speak French. So it's just a word, but I think it's magic. Because when you look at the label that was online, I remember back when I was looking at everything, I think it had all kinds of sparkly stuff going off. So it was like magic, maybe. And we're going to use the fifth use of the RK blades with the Krisp razor. We'll see how number 5 works. See how it goes. Now, when I smell this, it's like on the puck, I get kind of a citrus. I don't know if it's bergamot or patchouli, but it's got that greenish note, citrus note, which I'm thinking might be bergamot. Then there's like pepper, definitely a pepper note coming in there, and I think it's vetiver because it's got that brown note. There's also like a caramelized caramel or something in there. Like a caramel note, kind of a caramelized sugar. That's what my nose is picking up. It's like kind of like when you smell a caramel. It's been freshly warmed up, when you dip the apples in, it's kind of like what I'm smelling. And then you lather it up. Lathers up nice. Definitely, I'm getting pepper and vetiver. That's the big notes. The citrus is kind of there, but it's like disappeared. It's just like, and that caramel note is like right to there. It's like, I don't know how to put it, like an allspice kind of note, like when you go get some Chinese food. Like caramelized onion almost, but without the onion scent. I don't know. My brain is like, I think that's what that is, but it may not be. It's like you have my advice is if you ever want to figure out how things smell, just go around and start smelling stuff. And your brain will start putting it into the scent banks. Your scent memory is something that doesn't go away. And it's like any other tool. You just have to keep exercising it to get it to be better. Well, this is kind of drippy today. I kept adding water to it. This is kind of a hard soap in a way. Not soft. So I guess it was like when I first seen it, it's like, oh yeah, I could probably get 3 or 4 shaves out of it. Out of a sample. No, more than that. You shave a little bit off and just keep lathering up. So I got a lot of soap there that's going to last a while. All right, let's go with the green here. The Krisp razor is not, it's a little more aggressive than King C Gillette. You can pick these up off of Amazon. Sometimes you see them on eBay. I got my last one off of Amazon. Some residual slickness is really good. It's gliding right over. So yeah, I'm definitely getting like a caramel note off of this. If I remember, I'll try to look up online and give you a scent profile. I always like to go with my instincts first before I look on stuff. It's like when I was a month ago, almost 2 months ago, was it? I think it was February. When Pete, he said that, just make a choice and tell him what I wanted. And I just kind of cursory glance at stuff. And there was a short list of ones I was like, oh yeah, that's scents that I like. So that's what I went with. And then when I start using them, I just let my nose tell me what's in there. And then after the fact, I'll go look and go, oh yeah, okay. Maybe that's the scent I'm smelling. Sometimes there's scents that you smell something like, I don't think I've ever smelled that before. Or sometimes it's like you smell something. I've gotten samples from people before, and they send them in and it's like, send them to me, and I go, whew, what the heck is that? That's, you know, it's like, you smell something and like, oh, no. It's like, nope. That's a no-go at this station. Look at that. Like, a lot of soap. That was a small amount that lathered up. And it's got runny everywhere. So, maybe I got a little too runny today. Sometimes it helps to just get another lather so it's. Oh! That was good. Bounced out of my bowl. When you get soap on your fingers. Yeah, hang on. I got my box of. So yeah, I still got the box. What I do is like I got the bag of all the ones I haven't used. I just reach in and grab one out at random. So that's the one that's going to be used today. And that's what I go with. And then I drop the brush right into the sink and then it went splattering all over the side of it. Hazards of shaving in a confined space. Getting soap everywhere today. Yes, we just keep rolling with the flow. Bloopers and all. Like how many people would have just like, oh, stop the thing and like make an excuse or something. I just go, yeah, heck with it. There was something I was going to talk about that related to one of the previous shaves. It'll come to me in a second. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, now I remember. It's like when I was in Armor Basic, we had I was talking with my brother about this, and you have basically a training company. You have 120 something guys, crews every 4, so I think it was 132. Everything was divisible by 4, and so you got a training captain that was in charge. Basically, it's like you're considered like a company, training company, and you have a captain in charge of you. A whole bunch of second lieutenants, some of them first lieutenants, and every crew had 2 to 3 different NCOs that were attached to you to help train you and tactics and everything and how to be a good tanker. armor officer. And we had this NCO, not NCO, but Captain Swergos, who we call him Swear God because he swore he was God. And oh, what a dick. He would do everything in, he was a West Pointer. I think I've told that before. And his personal skills were zero. You know, it's like after spending almost a year and a half in a troop doing maneuvers, and heck, I even did an AT before I even went to school. I was pretty much, the crews that I had, they was like, sir, we'll just train you. Like, we'll get you squared away. So they had me all pretty much trained by the time I got there on how to do a lot of stuff. And, you know, along with my other training, you know, they took you under the wing and said, hey, we got to do this, make you a good officer. And this guy, oh my God, he just tore the hell up. And I was talking with my brother about it. You know, we had a 10-hour trip across out west, and so we discussed it. And he was like, those training officers that they send is like, that's their last place to go before their career dies. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. Because no one wants them. It's like they're so bad that they get sent there before they get dropped down to like serve in the reserves or something. But his favorite thing would go around, no matter what you were doing. You could be doing your tank skill testing, training, or whatever. It's like, say you're breaking down a M240 or something. You know, it's used for your coaxial or in the loader's position, and you got to learn how to tear that down, or an M2 heavy barrel Modus, machine gun, or whatever tests and stuff. And you're in a training area that has NCOs and everything. He'd just walk up and he'd just chuck a CS grenade at you, at the entire group. We're talking NCOs that don't have protective mask or any gear. He just throw it at them. He didn't give a damn. He just throw it at him and laugh as he walked away, thinking it's funny. And you hear this stream of cussing coming from these NCOs because all they have is their BDUs and whatever clipboard or whatever. And that was the only protection. They just leave the area, and it's like there's like a stream of colorful metaphors be flying out, and it would ruin, for a short period of time if you wait for air clear out. And let me tell you, if you're in a building, it's like they'd open up the barn doors and on the place and have to wait for the wind to clear it. And it was one time when I was on my tank, and I was an acting driver, because you'd rotate there was 4 of us, so each one of you would rotate a position. Every couple hours you'd move to a different position, so you'd always learning something, different conditions and whatnot. And the fuel pump on the pack, which is your turbine that you'd have, blew. So it was spewing, the hose and stuff, whatever it was that was connected to it, was spewing diesel everywhere inside the hull, in the back end and the back deck. And so we was like, okay, why the heck did this stop? So we flipped open the back hatches, with the NCO, and he was looking back there and he said, crap. It's like, yeah, we blew a line. So we got fuel back there, and he says, you should get the Pioneer tools out, shovel and stuff. Let's just dig a hole and bury this fuel here. while we fix that and call maintenance up and have them come by and give us a new line. You guys can learn some maintenance. And we're like, okay, no big deal. Got on the horn, he calls up, and while we were sitting there waiting, we cleaned up the mess. And then you get this call of, you gotta go to put your basic mop gear on. Okay. You're not masked up or anything. And it was like 100 and something degrees that day. Wet bulb was high. And he comes driving up, sees us out there standing around our vehicle. He just walks up and chunk, 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 throws CS grenades at us. So we have to mask up. So we're doing all this work in full mop gear, masked up and everything in 100 something degrees. And the NCO that was on our tank that day, really good guy. He's a staff sergeant. He walked off to the side upwind and just started cussing. And captain just started chewing him out for, they need to know they, and this kind of shit. And that was a miserable time. So he stood there by our vehicle while we fixed it in full mop gear, laughing at us. Kind of person that, you always hear about somebody getting fragged. Yeah, that's the kind of person that gets fragged. Oops. But we finished up our last of our FTX. You were in the field for 3 weeks. And we had our last gathering, and he had a bag hanging off his shoulder. And I knew exactly what the hell was going to happen, so I just unbuckled my gas mask, because I knew he was just going to start chucking stuff. And I've seen him reaching in. I'm like, guys around us, and all of a sudden you see the grenades just literally throwing into the crowd. You're talking about 150 personnel, because all the NCOs were there too, and they just got hammered. He was bouncing grenades off people, and one fell right in front of me. And he couldn't tell who we were, because most of us were masked up by this time. And I kicked this thing as hard as I could. And it flew and hit him right in the chest. Poof! And he's like, he had a grenade and he popped it. And he dropped it at his feet, so he's getting doubled up. And he's sitting there going, and I was laughing my ass off. Payback's a bitch. Yeah, that was a good day. The training NCO that we had, he was standing near me, and he knew he did this, and we got off to the side. And he comes up and he puts his arm around me. Hell of a shot, sir. I was like, yes, it was. The same NCO that they'd rotate in one night on, one night off in the field, so they get some time, back in the homestead. Every time he'd go in, he'd come back, and before he leaves, sir, is there anything you need? Well, I don't know. It just surprised me. He's like, no problem, because he knew that I was an NCO before I went to school. He'd come back and he'd bring me pokey bait. One time he brought me a couple cans of sardines and crackers, and one of our Let's see. We're going to use Wild Country again. This has got the... I should have used Spice the last time, but this time we're using Wild Country. This has got a lot of the same scents in it. I think it's better. And he'd come back and hand me stuff, and we had one of the guys in our crew was West Pointer. Like, you shouldn't be fraternizing with the enlisted. And I was like, you know what? I used to be enlisted, and these guys know it, so they like fraternizing with me. And a good soldier knows how to take care of his men, and he was a good soldier. Ooh, man, it smells good. So, yeah, it's kind of stuff that you remember. Good memories. A little bit of lotion on the face. Wait a minute. Right there. How the heck did I miss that? There we go. Much better. All right. So that was the shave of the day, everybody. With a little funny story. It was a sad story, man. That was, there we go. HCNC, Hendrix Classic Shaving Company. With Magique, or Magique, however you want to pronounce it, I guess. It's probably Magique, or something like that. And we had the RK Blades 5th use with the Krisp razor. Nice little shade there. Did a good job. Always does. I always like that Krisp razor. Nice one. Follow with a little bit of Avon Wild Country. Alright, so that's shaved, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share it with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.